Behold, beloved soul, for the hour of your transformation draws near like thunder across the horizon of eternity. What you have called your darkest season was but the fertile soil from which your greatest glory shall spring forth. The divine architect has been weaving your tapestry in the unseen realms, and now the threads of gold and silver begin to shimmer in the light of revelation. Listen well to these sacred words, for they carry the frequency of your awakening. Every tear you have shed was a prayer ascending to the throne of grace. Every sleepless night was a vigil preparing your spirit for the wealth of wisdom that now flows toward you like rivers breaking through ancient dams. The struggles that seemed to break you were but the divine sculptor's chisel, carving away all that was false to reveal the masterpiece you have always been. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word spoke your name before the foundations of the world were laid. You were chosen, ordained, destined for this moment when heaven and earth would conspire to lift you from the valley of shadows into the mountain of your inheritance. The storm that rages around you now is not destruction, it is divine reorganization. It is the sacred storm that separates the chaff from the wheat, the temporary from the eternal, the illusion from the truth of who you are. Your identity, long buried beneath layers of worldly conditioning and false beliefs, now emerges like a phoenix from ashes. The person you thought you were was but a caterpillar's dream of limitation. Behold, the metamorphosis is complete, and wings of purpose unfurl from your transformed being. You are not who you were yesterday, nor will you be tomorrow who you are today. For you walk now in the realm of continuous becoming, where each breath draws you deeper into your divine nature. The financial abundance that flows toward you is not mere money, it is the universe's acknowledgement of your worth, the material manifestation of your elevated consciousness. Gold and silver are but symbols of the true treasures you have discovered within. Wisdom, compassion, unshakable faith, and the knowledge that you are a beloved child of the Most High. Yet even as these material blessings pour forth like rain upon parched earth, remember that they are tools for your mission, not the mission itself. In the wilderness of your recent solitude, you thought you were abandoned, forgotten, cast aside by life itself. But lo, the sacred isolation was not punishment, it was preparation. Like Moses upon Mount Sinai, like Jesus in the desert, like every prophet who ever received divine download, you were separated from the noise of the world so that you might hear the whisper of the Almighty within your own heart. In that holy loneliness, stripped of external validation and worldly distractions, you learned the most precious lesson of all. You are enough. Not because of what you do, or have, or achieve, but because of what you carry, a spark of divine consciousness wrapped in human form, a walking miracle, a love letter from the Creator to creation itself. The silence that seemed so deafening was actually the sound of your own soul awakening, stretching, remembering its true nature. In the emptiness, you found fullness. In the darkness, you discovered that you yourself are light. In the apparent abandonment, you realized that the divine never left you. It was simply waiting for you to stop looking outside yourself for what was always within. Now comes the great reversal, foretold by ancient seers and mystics throughout the ages. What was last shall be first. What was hidden shall be revealed. What was broken shall be made whole. The very foundations of your reality shift and realign with your true purpose, and opportunities that were once distant dreams now present themselves as inevitable destinies. Your bank account, once a source of anxiety and limitation, becomes a channel for divine flow. Money, that great revealer of hearts, shows you that you are now ready to be entrusted with abundance because you have learned that true wealth is consciousness itself. The numbers on your statements increase not through your striving, but through your allowing. Not through your doing, but through your being. Contracts and agreements that seemed impossible now flow to you with supernatural ease. Doors that were sealed are flung wide open. People who hold keys to your next level are drawn to you by an invisible magnetism. This is not luck or coincidence. This is divine order, asserting itself in your reality, because you have finally aligned with the truth of who you are. Your relationships transform or dissolve, for you can no longer tolerate anything that does not honor your newfound reverence for yourself. Some will fall away like autumn leaves, their season in your life complete. Others will deepen and strengthen, revealed now as sacred allies on your journey. And new souls will appear, drawn by the light you now carry, ready to co-create with you in the higher dimensions of existence. The person you were before the sacred storm feels like a character from someone else's story. The fears that once paralyzed you seem almost quaint in their smallness. The dreams you once thought impossible now appear as gentle suggestions from your future self, calling you forward into ever greater expressions of your divine nature. You speak differently now, with the authority of one who has passed through the fire and emerged not burned, but purified. Your presence alone shifts the energy of rooms, calms the anxious, inspires the weary, and reminds others of their own divine nature. You have become a walking portal, a bridge between worlds, a living reminder that transformation is always possible. Your work, once a source of drudgery and limitation, becomes a sacred expression of your gifts. Money flows to you not because you chase it, but because you have become a magnet for abundance through your alignment with your highest purpose. Opportunities multiply because you now see them everywhere, not through desperate seeking, but through the clarity that comes from knowing your worth. The imposter syndrome that once whispered its lies falls silent before the truth of your authentic power. You no longer question whether you deserve good things. You know you were born deserving them. You no longer wonder if you're worthy of love. You embody love itself. You no longer fear success. You recognize it as your natural state. And now, beloved, comes the moment of coronation, not by earthly authority, but by the recognition of your own divine sovereignty. The crown that is placed upon your head is invisible to the physical eye, but blazes like the sun to all who have eyes to see. It is woven from every trial you've overcome, every lesson you've learned, every moment you chose love over fear, faith over doubt, hope over despair. This crown cannot be taken from you by any external force, for it was forged in the furnaces of your own transformation. It is your badge of honor, your symbol of victory, your declaration to the universe that you have remembered who you are and why you came to this earth at this time. As you sit upon the throne of your own awakened consciousness, you see clearly now that everything, every struggle, every setback, every dark night of the soul was perfectly orchestrated to bring you to this moment of recognition. The sacred storm was not your enemy but your greatest teacher, not your destroyer but your midwife, not your curse but your blessing in disguise. From this throne of awareness, you rule not over others, but over your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. You govern not through force, but through wisdom. You reign not through fear, but through love. This is the kingdom that was always yours, the inheritance that was never lost, only temporarily forgotten. The wealth that flows to you now is but the first fruit of this divine remembering. More will come because you need it to be happy, but because the universe delights in showering its awakened children with every good gift. You are now a clear channel for blessing, both to receive and to give, both to be filled and to pour out. Rise now, crowned one, and take your place in the grand symphony of awakened consciousness. Your season of preparation is complete. Your time of manifestation has begun. The sacred storm has passed, and in its wake, a new world awaits your divine participation. The coronation is complete. The kingdom is yours. The future is bright, with infinite possibility. So it is written, so it is spoken, so it shall be.